Hi, this is Krista from Crafty Canada Studio, and today I'm going to show you how I created this Christmas sign using a sign from the dollar store and my Farm Fresh Christmas Trees SVG. To start my sign, I gave it a light sanding with a piece of sandpaper. I then used some white latex paint to cover it, but this paint, as you can see, just wasn't covering well. So I used some linen white chalk paint by Rust-Oleum. This covered a lot better, but still took a couple more coats. I see everyone using Waverly chalk paint online. We either don't have it in Canada or we just don't have it in my town. I'm not too sure, but I keep watching for it. Next, I cut my tree out 4 times from a cereal box. I like to keep all my empty boxes so I can create my own die cuts. I put the cardboard face side up because I find that when I do the picture side down, the blade doesn't always cut through that paper layer. I taped it in place and used the light chipboard setting on my Cricut maker. And I know I'm using the wrong mat, but it was the stickiest one I had on hand. Once the trees are done cutting, don't take your mat out of the machine right away. Hit the cut button a second time and let it cut the trees out again. I find one time isn't quite enough to cut all the way through. Once my trees were cut out, I yanked off any little pieces that didn't cut quite right, and then I lightly sanded the edges. To layer my trees, all I did was apply some Mod Podge and press them together. I also used a scraper to press any air bubbles out from underneath. If my layers slid apart at all, I just slid them back into place. Next, I Mod Podged on this red and black buffalo check tree on top. This tree will come in a PNG file to print and cut with your Cricut or Cameo machine. I cut my Farm Fresh Christmas Trees quote out of some matte black vinyl with my Cricut machine. I used clear shelf liner from the dollar store for my transfer tape. I find it works really well and it's super cheap. And again, I just used a scraper to push down my vinyl. I had to snip my letters where the gaps were in my sign. I just folded the vinyl edges down into the gap. I did have to move my S over a little though because it was just too narrow for that size of a gap. I added some fun little stitch marks all around the edge of my tree using a black felt marker. I then hot glued on this bow, which I made out of twine and some faux holly leaves. To finish it off, I inked around the edge of my sign with some silver ink, and then I hot glued my tree onto the middle of my sign. And that's it. I hope this video inspires you to create your own DIY Christmas sign. You can find a link to this SVG and PNG down below, along with a coupon code. Thanks for watching!